Allah, my pet mouse, sends his or her squeaks. We always love the squeaks of Allah the mouse. Think they know the way? Who? What is this? Think they know the way?
Yes, they do.
What that means? I think that was a reference to the typo that they. If she's 4, you can score. From Daniel Apologetics. Daniel's funny. Guys, everyone check out Daniel Apologetics channel. Makes good stuff. If she's 4, you can score. If she's 9, it's fine. We should come up with rhymes for every age for the Dawa guys. Who would win in a Turkish boxing match? AP or Bald Bull?
Who the heck is Bald Bull?
That's from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, man. That was way before your time.
Oh.
But yeah, Bald Bull. Bald Bull's a beast, guys. Come on. Bald Bull's one of the greatest fighters in the world.
Powerful.
AP, please do Arab voice. It makes me laugh. Also, why haven't you converted to the one true faith yet? Jim Bob Randy's Southern Baptist Church. Good point.
That's, yeah. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe I should have.
Yeah, you should have.
Maybe I should have done that.
Yep.
Wallahi.
Comes with a free pickup truck.
Yeah.
Off topic. Have you seen the video circulating of Christian being stoned? Not sure where or when. No, haven't seen that. You familiar with that?
I haven't seen. No, I haven't seen.
I mean, I've seen stoning videos. It's normally like a woman. Don't forget to shake it after you pee. Don't forget to shake Mahmoud after you pee. Daoud and Ape, you need to tone down your Islamophobia. Momo is a trailblazing, trouble-closeted gay who was an orphan and hated at a young age. You owe all Muslims an apology during Pride Month. That is correct. If you put everything we know about Muhammad together, he checks a lot of boxes in the victim on the victim checklist, even though he was a horrible oppressor.
Yes.
Never forget the golden shower rule. The golden rule. That's funny. we should have that. The golden rule versus Dawa golden shower rule.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What did you say? I do love that poem. Wait a minute. What did you say? Ali Dawa Central.
Yeah. Pathetic little weaklings, yeah. This just misrepresenting me and my little wife, isn't it? Stop misrepresenting the Quran, yeah? Or we invade your stream, yeah? And we're proud of that, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, could you imagine him and his 35 viewers from a live stream trying to invade one of ours? We wouldn't even notice. In fact, they could be trying to invade us right now. We wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
How dare you be live at the same time as God Logic? Yes, we do not coordinate live streams very frequently, but we should actually. All the YouTubers should coordinate. Say, okay, if I'm going live at this time, to get to where we're like everyone's basically any time during the day, someone is live somewhere. As a truck driver, my biggest fear is I get in an accident while listening to your stream, and when they bring up my dash cam, you could sleep with a 5-year-old is blaring through my speakers. You get it? He's watching us, and then he crashes, and then they show up, and he's gone. It's okay to have sex with the 5-year-old yet. That's going on. That is good incentive not to get in any accidents. I'm writing a book about a zombie apocalypse. It's meant to explore the problem of evil and suffering. How could faith survive this? Any ideas or advice in general about it? Well, I do like the idea if it's well done. Could have a zombie apocalypse, and that has actually come up in some zombie storylines. I saw some of The Walking Dead, but there was some sort of priest on there who had gotten locked out his congregation or something like this, and so he had to struggle for redemption and something like that. Anyway,
The Jumping Dead.
Yeah, I would just say make it good, learn the genre, but that could be explored in the Talmudic Ezra Deeths. The Ezra Deeths. It is stated that the Emerald Tablets confirm Ezra is son of God. Ezra worship must spread. The true Injil foremostly. This is all correct. I heard MAGA influencer Blair White jumped on the anti-Semitic bandwagon. Also, we have Carthaginian DNA samples now, and they're close to Ashkenazism. Is that true?
Why the heck did she jump into it? That's so ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, that's the concern. If, it becomes normal, you got Candace, you got the Hodge twins, you got everyone, it's like...
Oh, I
Although,
recently saw somebody else that I always disliked. That I always disliked him. Jump into the whole anti-Israel thing. It's such
who?
a grift, man.
Who?
What's his name? What's his face? What's his face?
I'm thinking
What's
of
his name?
someone that I saw recently who jumped into it.
Yeah, we're probably thinking of the same person, are we? Well known.
Was he popular and then fell from popularity and then
No,
started
he's still
coming?
kind of
No?
popular.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name, man? Everybody knows who I'm talking
I
about.
was thinking of Milo. I saw Milo saying something.
Oh no, Milo has always been a Nazi. He's an outright Nazi.
Okay.
Steven Crowder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not surprising though.
Yeah, he has always been a grifter, kind of, who just goes with whatever is popular. So
It is interesting because like conservatives and stuff, those would normally be guys who are like pro-Israel, but you got the influencers who they're basically competing for attention online, and apparently this is just I don't know. Apparently it's influencing the influencers. So we have to crush them all and humiliate them.
tis very, very funny. It's like this is where just people show their true face, and like being pro-Israel was the default standard thing among the conservative right, for example. Just
But why
few
are you a
years ago.
dispensationalist?
And then suddenly, as things change right now, suddenly everyone starts jumping on that whole, oh, I have to say something bad about Israel. I have to say something bad about Jews.
Because
I
they
have to
didn't
say
read the
something
Schofield
bad about-"
Bible.
Yeah, it is when you see that suddenly people are jumping on that for no reason at all, just because there is a popular crowd that wants to see that kind of stuff. It just puts the entire credibility of these people into doubt, and
Yeah.
it just is quite obvious that these people just want to appeal to whatever is popular at the moment. They don't really have principles. They just want to go with whatever is popular, which is what will make them popular, and what will make them money. That's basically it.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, I see all the time. I see people posting, "I miss the old Candace," and then they'll post a video of her from like 4 years ago where she's saying the exact opposite of what she's saying now, and
She's the worst.
just this ongoing thing. But yeah, guys, people want attention, and a sad reality is if you're on social media and so on and posting content, you are seeking attention. That is true. But don't let your trying to get attention make you compromise. That's why me and AP, you could saw our heads off. We're not changing our views, unless it's like from Islam to atheism to agnosticism to Christianity, something like that. Then people can keep changing their views over and over again. But there's other things that won't change.
I don't know if this is it, but Blair White shared an obvious stupid bait thing where she shared those screenshots of the of the 3 things that people present from the JFK files, and said, "Call me a Nazi, but I'm starting to think Israel had something to do with it."
Look at this, it's
So
clear.
stupid. Like the things that people have presented so far are actually so one document where somebody says, we now have plenty of money, we have Jews as backers or something like that, and this is just a lead or something that the CIA picked up at some point, but then didn't further find anything on it, so they just stored it as among their files. That's it. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Somebody says something and they store it. That's it. Another thing is Israel helps the CIA with their investigations after the event, right after the assassination, especially with international investigations, with trying to track down Soviet, spies or people who travel through Israel to Soviet areas and so on. Israel helps them out with intelligence. In return, the CIA classifies their partnership with Israel and says these files may be declassified except for the highlighted part, and then they highlight Israel because the CIA doesn't want everyone to know that Israel helped them receive information about different countries. So but these idiots They look at the file and they say, wait a minute, why did they highlight Israel and say this shouldn't be declassified? Does this mean Israel killed JFK? It's so ridiculous, man. This is basically what she also did.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny is if there weren't one single mention of Israel or any Jew anywhere in there, they would say, "You see, this is the proof that the Jews were controlling everything and keeping their names out of it." And if you have a couple of references, "You see, this is the proof." And if you had a ton, it would be, "You see, this is the proof." It doesn't matter what the actual evidence is. Somehow the Jews are always behind it.
Yeah,
And if they're not mentioned anywhere, it's because they're that brilliant to keep their names out of it. If they are mentioned, it's
That's the funny thing. There are 60,000 pages, and Israel is mentioned on 4 of those. And they're like, "Oh, this proves that it's Israel." And not even mentioned in a negative light. Michael says here, I think AP may have misunderstood something Crowder said. He's actually not anti-Jewish. He's just against AIPAC and outlawing speech, even if it's retarded speech. Here's the thing.
I would also have a problem with an organization shutting down speech and so on. But you have to see what are they actually calling against. If they're actually calling, hey, you need to do something about all these kids screaming death to then blocking people and stuff like that. Okay, there are lines. There are lines.
Well, here's the thing: a person who for many years didn't say anything at all suddenly has something to say
when it becomes popular.
About the pro-Israel lobby, for example. Where were you all these years? Why didn't you say anything about it all these? Suddenly you say it right now when everybody's talking about it.
Right after Candace Owens blazes the trail.
Yeah, it's because it's a popular thing to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's also so ridiculous because if you're against lobbying and if you're against foreign lobbying, it's one thing. But if among all of the lobbying and foreign lobbying, you pick out one certain lobby and speak against that, just like if you're among all the countries that do things, you pick out one country and only speak about that one, I think you have a bigger problem here, man.
Favorite maid here says BBC is a joke, absolute clown reporting. Yeah, and again, it's just report what the guy says. You don't have to put your 2 cents in it and deceive people. It's what they always do. Anytime it's about Islam, they have to toss in some deception. Just one quick one here. We've been through this a trillion times, but hey, Daoud, I had troubles with this verse for a long time. Deuteronomy 13, 6 through 10. And the explanation of we aren't bound by the Old Testament laws doesn't soothe it. Please help. Well, 1, you're not. That is not a command to you. 2, look at who that is actually a command to. That's a command to a group of people who were just led out of Egypt through the Red Sea, which had parted, led through the desert by a pillar of cloud and a pillar of fire. Raining down food from heaven, bringing water out of a rock, going through all this land, saying, hey, do you want to enter into this covenant? If you're entering into this covenant is tied to this piece of land. If you don't want to be in the covenant, the border is that way. If you're entering into this covenant, then here you are. And what does this say? If someone who is familiar with all of this, because they all were, says, you know what? Instead of listening to that pillar of cloud that guided us through all this and performed all these miracles and part of the Red Sea and brought us in here, it's not even saying you just reject it or you just be quiet or something like that. It's saying you are going around in the country openly rebelling, saying, let's all go in a different direction and serve these other gods. And you're basically asking, well, what's going on? We're not like that. No one here is in that situation. If you turn away from Islam or Christianity or atheism or anything like that, you're in a different situation from God actually being there in a pillar of cloud or a pillar of fire and giving orders. When someone says, hey, that pillar of cloud right there that's giving us these orders and that just took us out of Egypt through the Red Sea into the Promised Land, we don't need to listen to that anymore. Let's go listen to this. Rock over here. Let's go worship this rock. Everyone, let's all worship this rock. That is a completely different sort of rebellion. That's just completely different kind of rebellion. You know the truth and you are deliberately going against it and basically saying that, hey, pillar of fire, what are you going to do? It's a different kind of thing. You're not in that situation. But if you have a problem with that, well, okay, you got a problem with it. Nothing I can do.
Yeah. Okay. So some people say that he actually wasn't bad, and he actually defended certain things about APAC and all that. So,
Crowder?
yeah, I might be wrong about Crowder.
Okay,
I
well,
haven't
quit
really seen.
falsely accusing Crowder.
I haven't seen what he actually said in his entire show. I only saw what he posted on Twitter and what his account posted in the aftermath of the JFK files, which was just massively liked by the Nazis and all that. I basically just based my opinion on that, so I would have to probably watch his whole speech about that whole stuff.
That's what we do.
But yeah,
Love from
I might be
Ohio.
mistaken.
Love from Ohio. Keep up the Lord's work in exposing Momo. P be upon him. Jesus saved me from a heroin addiction. The power of God is real. Based. Yes, that is in the realm of the miraculous, because I've seen the impact that has on people close up. Okay, thank you. Wir brauchen mehr Menschen wie die weiße Rose. That's true.
Yeah.
Any word from Ali Dawa after we Christ is kinged his stream? Haha, so powerful.
Apparently, he talked about it briefly on his next live stream or something, and then he actually started saying things like, "And they came here and they started donating" or something. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but people were saying that he actually talked about us.
David, I was talking on IG to a Muslim about the Islamic dilemma, and he responded by saying the Quran is the only text that has not been corrupted, the only religious text memorized cover to cover for 1,400 years. One, that would be irrelevant. The Quran affirms the Bible. So if you have a perfectly preserved Quran, it's affirming the inspiration, the preservation, and the authority of the Jewish and Christian scriptures. So if he says those scriptures are corrupt and unreliable, then his book is wrong and cannot be trusted. That's the main point of the Islamic dilemma. And as kind of supplementary, it's not really relevant to the Islamic dilemma what the preservation of the Quran is, but it's all nonsense about the text being perfectly preserved. Trying to preserve the Quran by memory was a disaster. They lost massive amounts of the Quran by trying to preserve it by memory. Hundreds of verses, over 200 verses were lost just from Surah 33, because the only people who had the passages memorized died in battle, and the only copy they had got eaten by Aisha's sheep and so on. In fact, the entire reason for making the Quran into a book was to avoid losing more of it. And even after that, they ended up with all kinds of differences, and Uthman had to burn them all. And even today, they have different Qurans in different parts of the world. So yeah, you'll keep in mind, Ezra, you'll have your work to do, but you just have to take him through that step by step. And we have a follow-up. He was claiming also that Paul contradicts Jesus and that the previous scriptures are corrupted. You're basically saying that he says normal things that Dawa guys say. Yeah, we know what Muslims say. You have to show them that what they're saying, because of what they've been taught by their Dawa guys, actually contradicts their own religion. In fact, the early generations of Muslims, they thought Paul was as good as gold, because they actually believed the Quran. The Quran said that Allah was protecting the true followers of Jesus until they became uppermost. Well, guess what? The people who became uppermost were fans of Paul, and therefore he wouldn't have become uppermost. Paul's teachings wouldn't have become uppermost in part of the scriptures unless he were on the side of Allah. So just have to study the stuff and share it. Thank you for your work. Is it possible to invite you, Ridvan, for a debate in Switzerland? David is welcome too, but I don't think you speak German. And
I would be happy to.
I probably wouldn't be allowed in Switzerland. They keep making these ETA rules and so on, and then not granting me one because I'm too controversial or because I've got a criminal record, whatever they're deciding.
You're too country. I would be happy to go to Switzerland to do that. Yeah, just has to be just worth it, and yeah.
You should prepare an awesome speech about Islam in the style of the most famous German speaker of all time, and then go around all the German-speaking world giving that speech and rallying people.
That's funny.
You think
I'm actually supposed to have a debate soon. I just agreed to it, but I'm supposed to have a debate at the end of April. Oh, that's this month, right? At the end of this month with Andrew Wilson somewhere in person at some university or so.
You will be humiliated.
Beast.
But I don't think you speak German. Oh, really? Then how do I know? Und der Haifisch mit der Zähne und sie trägt im Gesicht. Huh? I know that. You think young Muslims are about 40% going away from Islam? A lot of Muslims I know drink beer and go to clubs, but don't eat pork. Lol. Yeah, these guys will be partying and going to the clubs and being, but I don't eat pork, so I'm good. I mean, it kind of shows that it's like a fake religion, not because they're, dietary restrictions or something, but Islam just says, here, we'll give you a couple of like pointless little tasks that don't do anything, but make you feel like you're super like, oh, you just gorged yourself twice a day with food for an entire month. See how holy you are. Have you seen Texas made Pakistan Day? Tree reported it. I saw something about Pakistan Day, and then they got turned down. But Epic City got turned down or something like that. But I haven't followed it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, invading your stream in 3, 2, 1, talk beer.
Yep, it happened. Guys, a bit of cash, but much love. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's a very funny fellow here, Keine Ahnung, with a German name, saying, "Oh, who did Jesus call the children of the devil?" I just want to ask you a very, very, very funny question here, Keine Ahnung. Was Nicodemus also a child of the devil? Was he also evil? Was his father the devil? What do you think about that? What about all the others? What about St. Paul himself? Was he also, was his father the devil as well? And what exactly does Jesus say when he describes those people that he talks to, the Pharisees, who fight him and who want to, gang up on him and have him killed, when he refers to them as the children of the devil? Is it because they're Jews? Is it because they're of the Jewish race?
Yes,
is it because they follow the Jewish traditions? Is that why? Because in the very same book, he also tells the other Jews around him to do what the Pharisees say, but just not to do what they do. So that would mean that he is actually telling the other Jews there to follow the teachings of the Pharisees. But you are here telling us that he was basically calling all Jews the children of the devil, or something like that. It's because you have no understanding of what you're reading. Instead of asking dumb questions here, you should maybe go and pick up a study Bible or something, or you should go and ask somebody who knows.
So wait, is Keine Ahnung just over here whining about Jews? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then bye, Keine Ahnung. We got better things to do than hear you whine about Jews all day. There's plenty of platforms for that. This ain't one of them. If you actually have anything serious at any point, you can do that when we're doing something about that, but just not interested in the constant distractions of Jews. Kenyan Muslim woman killed Christian couple by poisoning their food after taking her daughter to church. The daughter ate the food and died too. Not familiar with that. And then Ezra, who was asking about his friend in the Islamic dilemma, I responded to him with Surah 5, verse 68. Good. And still said the scriptures are corrupted. You just have to point out, why are you contradicting your God? 568 says Jews and Christians have no ground to stand upon unless we stand upon the Torah, the gospel, and all the revelation that has come to us. Another good one to bring up along these lines, because I don't know, I think it's very clear. Well, what sucks is the rest of the verse isn't clear. It's talking about things that you kind of have to look at commentaries to know what it's talking about. But you have, they love going to Surah 2, verse 79. Go to Surah 2, verse 85. Surah 2, verse 85. That's where Allah talks to the Jews about things they've been doing that go against the Torah and other things that they're doing in accord with the Torah. And Allah says, do you believe in part of the book and not all of it? If you only believe in part of the book, He will punish you in this life and He will send you to hell. So think about this. This is Allah talking about the Jews of Muhammad's time, saying, you guys are not allowed to just believe in part of your book. You have to believe in all of it. If you only believe in part of your book, Allah is going to send you to hell. Why is this relevant? Ask your friend whether Jews should believe in all of the Torah that they have or just the parts of it that line up with Islam. guarantee is going to say just the parts of it that line up with Islam. And then you say, okay, according to your book, you're going to hell for saying that. And anyone who listens to you is going to hell. You can't believe in parts of it. You have to believe in all of it. And so, yeah, just you got keep working at it. Keep bringing up the passages, but always point out you're saying one thing and Allah is saying the exact opposite. Who should we listen to? If Allah says, even if you just go with the verse you brought up, if Allah says we have no ground to stand upon unless we stand upon the Torah and the gospel, and you say don't stand upon those, don't take those books as your foundation, they're corrupt. Who are we supposed to listen to? You, who are telling us don't trust our books, or Allah, who says we have nothing else to go to? We have nothing else we can possibly go to.
You see?
And then if he says, me, oh, great, you're committing shirk. Got that?
Pause.
And that's how it's done. But Ezra, we are putting together an entire series going through the Islamic dilemma. We will have.
Wait, is this the same Ezra that the Jews say is the son of Allah?
That's the what else? What other Ezra is there? Please accept my jizya payment. I am indeed humbled and subdued. Yes, Daniel, you feel yourself humiliated. Do you think JC went to hell when in the grave? You do have ideas about that. Haven't been convinced by that.